Today I wanted to make a quick and simple Kettlebell 101 video on kettlebell swings and on posture and form and how to grip the bell. These are just things that have helped me in learning the movement and just learning kettlebell swings. And I'm not saying it's Bible, I'm not saying I'm an expert. These are just a few things that have helped me. So I want to look at how to stand in your posture, a little bit on form, how to grip the bell, and then sprinkle some cues that I've found helpful throughout. So again, this isn't Bible, it's just some things I do and maybe it can help out someone else. So first thing, where the bell is located to start your swing. I like to start with the bell directly between my feet, and then I take one good step back. So your feet and the bell should make a triangle. I think of a lot of triangles in the base and form for this. So we have a triangle from the bell to our feet. The next thing, we want our posture to be proud. We want our chest up, we want our shoulders back. Think of pinching your shoulder blades together, and head up. So a proud posture, right? Then we want to bend at the hip. I like to think of breaking at the hip. You can actually chop your hands right at your hip and think of breaking at the hip, maintaining a good flat back posture, almost like a deadlift or something. You can have, well, you should have a micro bend in the knees, bend at the knees a little bit. So again, this triangle shape, right? In your bend in your body, you'll have this triangle shape. Next, we reach for the bell. So when we reach for the bell, I like to think that I'm holding a stick and I'm breaking a stick. You want to think of breaking a stick. So you grab the bell and you want to have that outward grip, firm grip, solid grip on either end. And I call it breaking the bell, right? Think like you're breaking a stick, okay? So again, another triangle. From your body down to grabbing the bell should make a triangle. Your neck should be in a neutral position or just a small micro bend up, right? You shouldn't be craning your neck up or looking down to where you're sending the bell. So the first step in a kettlebell swing is the hike, like hiking a football. So this is a regression you can do where you just practice hiking and you don't actually go forward yet with the swing, okay? So hiking, right? This is probably the one part of the swing where you're using more so your arms. The rest of the swing should be in your core and your hips and the movement of that thrust forward. And we should be taking it out of our arms. We really don't use our arms very much for the swing out, but you'll use your arms to get started in the hike, right? So we chop at the hips, we bend at the hips, we grab the bell, we break the bell, and then we just hike back and stop. You want the bell to land about where you had it to begin with, right? Hike back and stop. And you can do this several times and build that up, right? So that's one regression. Practice your hike. The next regression is doing the full movement with no weight, or doing the full movement and less weight and building up your weight, right? So we're adding in our hike to our swing, right? So when you swing, we'll do it with no weight first. You hike, and then you want to thrust up with the core and the legs. Like I said, it's a strong quad movement. So you can practice phantoming this with no weight. And when you thrust up, again, it should be more in your core and your legs. You shouldn't be doing much with your arms to get it up there, and you'll reach a good float state when you get towards the top, where you don't even feel the weight of the bell anymore. So it's not so much in your arms, but it's in that thrust forward. And then you do your reverse hike down to end, keeping that neutral neck, right? Or that micro bend at the bottom, never looking down never craning up. I'll do it from the side now. I will say some people do straight arm. I believe that's correct too, and some people have a little bit of a bend like this. I think that's also correct. I do the bend in the elbow, but I've seen both ways, and I do not think that either one's wrong necessarily. So we take our step back from the bell, probably just a little bit different stimulus on what you do with your arms. Our step back from the bell, our triangle base posture, our chop and bend at the hips, our flat back, reach, break the bell, right? Hike, and then thrust. And you reach that float state. And besides your grip and your forearms for holding on to the bell, your biceps and whatnot really shouldn't be getting tired. There shouldn't be much in your arms. So again, not Bible, I'm not claiming to be an expert, but these are a few cues and things that have helped me. So you can start with regressions for just doing the hike movement and practicing the form cues. Then you can practice with no weight, and then of course starting with lighter weight and working your way up, full movement. That's the kettlebell swing.